All right, let's see how this goes. Good morning. Naima Singletary here. I help witchy women entrepreneurs, powerful women. Listen, I'm always like, gosh, we live in this stew that is just, right? So, women who have really, you know who you are. So, I'm streaming on two devices here. It's the day after Christmas. Hello. Let's see who joins me. Um, Temper your witchy heart. That's what we're here about. So, you supernatural ones, you supernatural ones who are massive lights, and you have cloaked yourself because at some point along the path you were told, okay, that who you are is a no no. So, I'm inviting you into, so there's a menu of services beneath this video. I'm going to put it under YouTube, but there's a menu of services beneath this video. And you go there and see whatever calls to you. Uh, EROTIC, which is a year-long program, is um, the done data. It's the done data. Um, Temper your witchy heart. So last week I started talking about tempering your heart. And as I was with this, there was this, it was the awareness of how being mindful of this. And so many are, hmm, so the energetics of, okay, temper your heart, okay, are actually not ideal, okay. Uh, as I sat with it, there was this, even the way I talked about it last week about, leeches coming and this whole parasite thing, the energetics of it is very victimy. It is. It's very victimy. Like, oh, they're going to come and be, they're going to come and take. Oh, these parasites are coming. And this is what I mean by the softness of nuance and being one with all that is. And what you may have heard me talk about a month ago when I talked about erotic confrontation and being with, and the energy of aversion and the energy of avoiding and the energy of, and this is a fine, fine nuance. This is why it's so important that you work with a master, okay? Someone who really, truly has done, you know, what you might call wicked work, like the work you're not supposed to do. If you live in the land only and exclusively, and your whole fight in life is to live righteous, okay? If your whole fight in life is to live righteous on this earth, you're going to be running from a lot of things, okay? One with, okay, this is what nature is all about. Where's the disconnect, this divide, this energetic disconnect of, in nature, it's about one with all that is, but somehow in our day-to-day life, we like stay away and we avert, right? And then here's another fine nuance. Look, if you know somebody is a child molester, right? And you just, right, you're not gonna have them babysit your kids, of course, right? Come on, right? And there's a way where if something feels foreign to you, okay, and this all comes together, this is, gosh, um, when something feels foreign to you, when something triggers something that feels like fear to you, when something seems like it doesn't fit in your world, right? It's like um, and simultaneously, you've been praying, you've been intending, you are in the process of creating something. And then just something comes into your field that's like, no, or like, right? And the only reason you had, like, when you assess the reason why not, maybe it's like you don't like the way it makes you feel at your current level of awareness, right? Because at a different level of awareness, you're going to have a different feeling about the thing. Okay. Um, and feelings are fleeting. See, feelings are very fleeting. Okay. And this energy of the parasites that are going to come, the leeches that take from me, the energy vampires, this, like, you know, it's the energy of this. Okay. It's an energy. Like, it's a scare, but it's a subtle, this is the nuance. Jesus Christ. And this is why being in proximity to power and actually going through this work, which we do in erotic, is so important, because we just don't even know what we don't know. And then also, who you work with matters. Like, who you work with matters. Anyway, okay, so I'm saying that as a prelude to this tempering the heart thing, okay, as a prelude to this tempering the heart. And even as I say it now, it's like this, you like temper the heart, like make sure you do your heart like this so people don't break your heart. See that there's a fine, subtle victim energy even in that. Okay. And um, what this takes us to is again and again and again and again, full power. Like, it's the solution to all things. Full power, full power, full power. So, what the where this place came from, this tempering of the heart, is for those of you who are going to be coming into full power, being visible with your work in the world. You are really serious about lovemaking. Okay, you're really serious about connecting with all humans that you desire to be in connection with, whether that's your first husband, your next husband, a lover, your mother, other women, other, being in true proximity or intimacy with other powerful women. Because a lot of women are afraid of powerful women because they're afraid of themselves. Okay. They don't trust themselves. They're not connected to their deep felt sense. They're not connected to their pussy. And because most of us were, I don't know, it's subjective, but many of us were not raised by mothers who were in full power. So we have a lot of repressed fear toward women and being in intimate relationship with women at a heart level. Okay. So the place that this tempering your heart came from is the experiences that I've had in my lifetime, both in personal relationships and in business, where, you know, there was a level of innocence to me where, when you're 21 and you're just open to everybody and you're willing and you're just so friendly and cooperative, and you just, right, you just, and you're this powerful bright thing and you don't even know it. I mean, to some degree you may know, but you don't really know the gravity of how bright you are, how loving you are, how, if when you actually put your attention on something, how much you're able to create massively, especially the more unburdened you are psychically. Okay. The less shame you have, the less, fear you have, the less trauma you have, and your light is on, you're this big beaming thing. And so it makes me think of this. I After my divorce, I want you to really get the gravity of who you are, and you're not going to really get it until you start doing this power work. You know, results show you. It's like you can meditate all you want about money, but manifesting $20,000 a month regularly is okay. Confidence go through the roof when you actually see results. Okay. Anyway, I had gone through a divorce and I had done tons of healing. I moved to Texas, started brand new. And I was going to this healing center like 3, 4 days a week. I was meditating at home. I was like actively, regularly healing and had done all kinds of transformation and healing. And I was in a new city and, I was just really on the path to becoming more. And I met this guy at Starbucks. I was working at Starbucks, like doing my own work. I wasn't working at Starbucks. I was just at Starbucks doing my own work. And we locked eyes from across the room. It was just that simple. We locked eyes from across the room. He made his way over to me. Long story short, we ended up dating, living together. And after we had been dating for some time, he said to me that when he saw me from across the room, he said it was like there was this light over me. Okay. He said there was like this light over me. Now, I knew myself, the way I saw myself at that time, I was like 26, 27 years old. The way I saw myself at that time was just a woman who was like being a grown up for one of the first times in my life because I had been married and I went from my mother's house to my, fiance, we got married, that kind of a thing. So I had never lived as an adult on my own until I was 26 years old. And so I just saw myself as an adult person, like figuring my life out with what I'm doing and, young and curious and out here. And I was not yet aware of the gravity of my power. I was not yet aware of my magnetic pull. I was not yet aware of just the look in my eye and the power of that. I was not aware of the quality of my presence. I was not aware of the power of my words. I was not yet aware of the profundity of me. Like many of you may yet to truly know when I say know it, I mean at a felt root pussy soul sense, and then being unburdened psychically so that you can manifest things without being scared of what's going to happen. And see, that's what I'm talking about here. And so so like him, like so many other people who see that you're this bright, willing, cooperative, loving, generous, expansive, sexy, fine thing, and they see that you don't have boundaries up, that you don't have great awareness, that you're not like, sort of like the Adam and Eve story, like the nakedness, they weren't aware of who they were. And then you know, they, ate from the tree of life and now they're aware of their power, right? So when these people see that you don't have the boundaries up, but you're full of light, they come, right? They will. I mean, like this is how it goes, right? Like he did. And he was able to do, like he just got so many benefits from me because I was willing, because I was loving, because I was cooperative, because I light, okay? And just the purity and the innocence, okay? So and he took advantage. If he would have been a different kind of man, so much more good could have come out of that. But he was just there to take and to until I started to realize how draining and this is not reciprocal. And see, and so a lot of us have experienced that and we've closed off our hearts. We've experienced it with parents and girlfriends and you know, you know, just different people who come who are drained themselves, who are, don't have the power you have, don't have the awareness you have, don't have the light that you have, and they come, they want some. They're going to take as much as they can as long as you're giving. So you though, how do you, as you're coming out into the world in 2023, as you're being visible, as you are being true, like, because I like being innocent. I like being pure. Like, I like being free of like fear of people doing things to me. I like being open-hearted. I like how that feels. I like how my life moves when I'm expressive and I can hug and I can look at you and we can be present, and like, I like the flow and the softness and the loveliness. I don't want to be like scared of what is he up to? Scared of, okay. So, in this vein of tempering the heart, the antidote is coming into power and being one with. So one of the things that I said last, so okay, first of all, before I move on, being one with. What do I mean by that? I need you to really take this seriously. Being one with. What does it take to be one with? And what do I mean by being one with? First of all, before I start telling it to you, because that's a very passive role. I tell you what it is. What do you hear when I say being one with? Just think about that. What do you hear? Being one with. What do you hear? Being one with. You're in the face of a man. Let's say you're at the grocery store or somewhere and you make eye contact with a man. He holds eye contact longer than what's comfortable for you, and you turn away. Something else shows up in your life where you feel arrested energetically, emotionally, and you run. I don't like how that feels. I don't like it. If you were being one with in that moment, how would you act? How would you interact if you were being one with? This is nature. Why we think just going off into the woods is somehow we're with nature? You think just going off into the woods makes you with nature? What about in your everyday walking life when you're not in nature? So is your everyday life not nature? Nature is one with, okay? Part of the problem with witches, and damn witches, is that they are one with the land, the people, sensation, sound, earth, colors, smells, scents, and they use all these elements to create. Fucking witch, bitch. You know? It was the witches who tended to women and children because the men didn't give a fuck if they died at birth, giving birth, and didn't give a fuck if they were in immense pain and if they didn't bear a boy. And so you start teaching women how to listen to their body, how to be present with their body, how to grow herbs, how to put together elements from the land to heal the womb, clear up the mind. You fucking witch. People don't even realize how much their whole energetic system is co-opted by the fear of the word witch. This is what I mean, bitch. We dealing full power over here. You hear me? So if you were being one with that man who's looking at you a little bit too long at the grocery store, how would you? You know what you would do? You would look at him in your nervousness, in your whatever you would be feeling in that moment, and you would look and you would. You notice how when you run from a thing, it chases you? You notice that? You see how when they tell you if you see a bear, don't run. If you're out and you see a lion, don't run. If you don't run. There's a song called Titanium. It's David Guetta. Look it up. David Guetta is the, I don't know if he's the producer, right? But anyway, David Guetta. And it's called Titanium. And in the song, it says, machine guns fire at the ones who run. Machine guns fire at the ones who run. So if you were being one with, you wouldn't run, you wouldn't feel the need to run and scared and who is she and what is he doing and I'm nervous and what. See, now how do you even get to that though? So first of all, just define what being one with is. Now, how do you get to that? Because what the truth is, you're nervous in your body as he's looking at you, right? That's the truth of sensation for you. Okay. The truth is, you know, something about her makes you say, no, right? Something about walking down the street seems like a bad idea. Something about this just feels way too like amazing and powerful. And I don't know if I can even withstand the goodness of that. One, I feel like I'm saying the same shit in different ways on every video. The same shit in different ways. So inside of erotic, the year-long experience that I'm offering, we deal in pussy, mind, heart, and body. Pussy, heart, mind, and body. Huh? What is this about? All you. Everything that the patriarchy tells you not to deal in. Because patriarchy is about power over you, not listening to your body. What you listen to is what your doctor say. You don't listen to the air and the earth and intuition and be soft and be intuitive and be one with. No, you listen to scientists, you listen to doctors, you listen to all the other voices who have been appointed as the experts. You listen to this news channel and these loud voices over here, and you listen to, no, you don't listen to your own body. You don't. Intuition? Yeah, no, show me data. What the data say? Well, the data is not going to include much about your feminine body because the medical system is patriarchal and greedy and capitalistic. It's not there for you to be healthy. It's there to treat the consequence of you not being healthy. Okay? So everybody's co-opted. Every fucking body is co-opted. And so what we are doing inside of erotic is we are reversing the shit and we're bringing you to who you are. It's witch shit. Your body, your heart, your pussy, and your mind. So there's a purification process. There's a detoxing process. Okay? It's difficult. It's high level. It is the grandest work you're ever going to do in your entire life. It is the grandest work you're ever going to do in your entire life. We're cleaning up your connection with your pussy. We're cleaning up your connection with your heart. We're cleaning up your connection with your mind, and we're cleaning up your connection with your body. And I like to say this right here. What I mean when I say these things. What is this relating to? When I say your pussy, I mean your desire, your magnetism, and your all-knowingness. That's what I mean when I say pussy. When I say body, I mean your breath, your nervous system, the part of you that, you know, abandons ship all the time because you're scared, and your strength, your physical strength. Your mind, we're going to be dealing in your pristine connection with your intuition and trusting and discerning what is intuition versus recurring voices in your head. They keep you in traps. When I say mind, I also mean your psyche, your unconscious, your whole machine down up in there. And then when I talk about your heart, I'm talking about the center of you. Okay. Now, back to this tempering of the heart and why the solution is full power. So, tempering your heart is not, first of all, there is choice. Okay, there is choice, meaning somebody's in your field, a client. Let's use a client, for example, who you're working with 3 months, let's say, right? And you're working with them at a deep level. Excuse me. You're working with them at like transformational work, excuse me, healing work. And let's use a man. This is a good one right here because this is where a lot of people's fear gets, a lot of people are, yeah. And then the whole narcissism thing is loud. Everybody's calling everybody a damn narcissist. My sister was like, most people who talk about my sister actually dated a narcissist and it got ugly. She's like, most people who are talking about narcissism don't even know what a narcissist is. They're not getting into it. So, but that's the fear. The okay, so let me make this personal. As I'm with myself softly, really looking at the ways that my heart loves. Okay. Like truly, truly, truly. Like unburdened from the world and what the world says about how we should be. It is completely innocent and trusting and one. It's just one. It's completely, completely. This is what happens as you start to purify your heart. There's this the stuff we say and it doesn't even exist at the core of the heart. It's not even there at all. And so the scripture in the Bible that talks about don't what is that? Something like it says it differently in different Bibles. Basically, there's a wicked place. Who could know it? Don't trust it. Okay. The heart becomes that. This is what I mean. You got to learn how to really interpret the Bible, decode the Bible. The part about don't trust the heart, who could know it? The heart is wicked, who could know it? Right? It becomes this vast pool of scary things when it's been burdened. They're talking about a burdened heart. See, because somebody could truly have it in their heart to murder somebody, but it's not the purity of their heart, it's the burden in the heart. You see? And so, shout out to Elise. Elise was doing a video talking about Debbie Ford. I know of Debbie Ford. I don't know her work, but she was reading something from Debbie Ford's book. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Elise. And it was saying something about our heart is never broken. I'm paraphrasing something like our heart is never broken. It's just the hurts on top of the whole heart. Okay. And that the job then is to clean the heart, purify the heart so we get back to the whole heart. Okay. And in my purification is dirty work, by the way. It's very dirty work. That's why I say um, erotic is some of the most, it's the greatest work you're going to do. Right. And you might not even realize that until you get to the end of your life and you start really assessing in a much more sobering way, in the way that mortality does, the gravity of what you live inside of as a human being who's inherited systems that were in place before you got here. Healing and purifying is dirty work. To really get back to an innocent heart so that you actually are like present with a person at a level that you truly choose to, like you can actually decide to what degree that you will and how long interact with a narcissist and keep it clean, that you can interact with somebody who is really just doing shit that's not cool, and you can even love in that because you're in such presence of your body, your energy, your heart. You're in full responsibility. When you're not in full responsibility of your emotions, of your choices, your quality of being, and even just knowing yourself at the deepest levels that you can go, everything feels like fear is always going to have like any like even as you're growing, right? As you're in the process of healing and you're in the process of doing the dirty work and you're aware of your weaknesses and that you're transforming and you're healing. Even when you are, oh, see, yeah. So this is a quality of being. This is what I mean. Like this work is so nuanced. It's so nuanced. All right. So let me wrap up here. Erotic is large. Anybody who is hearing me, really hearing me, not just listening, but really hearing me, you sense the gravity of what this is. And this could feel like a lot to step right into. What I've decided to offer is uh, what you call 3 hours of like what do you call that? It's like it's like kindergarten, you know? And you can't go from kindergarten, from being at home with your parents all day to 5th grade. You go to kindergarten, 1st grade. So the 3 hours is an opportunity for you to work with me privately, virtually. And then from there, if that is, because you're going to, that's a lot of erotic confrontation just in that. Okay. And bringing forth what you don't know is ready to come forth, because I imagine you have in your head what you think is a priority for you right now. We all do, right? We're like, well, this, I'm scared of this, or I'm on the edge of this. I'm working through this, right? And so many times people start working with me, and because of the vastness that I am, anything that is in them that's like in the shadows that they are yet to see, but they actually are ready to bring forward, they just don't know that they're ready to bring forward. As soon as they show up with me, it comes. It's like it comes, right? Because the permission is in the space for it to come. This is the power of working with a master. And so you can do that. That's available for you. The details are beneath the video on YouTube. I'm going to have them placed beneath the video on Facebook. And so you can do 3 hours virtual private with me. Um, there's other options too. There's a menu of services beneath this video, and it'll be here on Facebook soon. Um, in closing, I want you to. I'm sitting here and I'm very present with uh, the very oppositional energy of what it is that I'm doing. I'm very present to the fact that my work is very dangerous. I'm very present with how much this work is unwelcome by the collective. And it's all by design. It's all by design. And I know what goes on inside of a woman, what has gone on inside of me over the years as I've stepped to the next level and craved more and been on the edge of radical transformation, and the level of internal chaos and the level of warring with myself, warring with the part of me that knows that wars with programming and conditioning and all the fears. And I'm very present with that right now. And I invite you to soften as much as you can in that space. Just like really soften. There's a standing tremendously alone that's required. Standing tremendously alone, which I know is incredibly terrifying. The little girl in you starts to kick up, everything in you starts to kick up. All the voices that you've listened to over the years that you took on as your own that start to kick up. And you're right on the verge of radical transformation. And it's normal and it's okay. And being soft, that's why I say the being soft, the soft strength is so, so, so important. And this is part of your rite of passage. This is a part of, going through the internal in this way and getting to the other side so you can truly stand with somebody else in it. Because it's incredibly difficult to stand with somebody who's in their own chaos when you've yet to learn how to get to the other side of yours, because their chaos will swallow you. It will overpower you in the way that yours overpowers you, you know? And so it's also why I'm inviting you to come do the 3 hours, right? Because everybody's at a different level. Not everybody is ready to, gosh, this is massive, right? But that's why I'm here. So I'm here. In 2017, when I quit, there was nobody in my field who was available to work with me at these levels. And perhaps the reason why there wasn't is so I could become who I am now and be available for you or for the women who will come into this. Okay. Um, this world is not going to change with good people. People who need to keep themselves hinged to good all the time. People who, hold on with a death grip to goodness. If you cannot get in the hell with people, if you cannot work with people who are in hell, be in hell yourself without making meaning out of hell, without internalizing hell, without trying to hurry up and get up out of hell, we need skilled practitioners in the field. We need skilled practitioners. Okay. Folks who know how to deal with all the elements, who know how to deal with wickedness, who can stand face to face with wickedness, who can get toe to toe with demons. This is what's needed around here. You think running from thinking you're going to erect some castle that's going to keep out all the demons? Any angel, here, how about this? Any angel can convert to a demon at any time. All your light filled, lovely people, any one of them can convert into a demon at any given time. If you want to get all into the demon analogy of things, your best person, your right hand, your most trusted person could turn into a demon. So if you running around scared, if you running around, like this and looking at everybody, was welcome the demon, welcome them all. Say hi, hello. What y'all need? What you looking for? What's going on here? What are you hungry for? Play, fuck. Okay, this is elevated. This is what I'm saying. Healing is dirty. Transforming is dirty. Coming into oneness is dirty. Okay, all of this love and light bullshit, motherfuckers running around scared to death of any real power. Where your pussy at? How about that? What did she say? How's she talking? How's she feeling? How she smell? How she look? Huh? There's some more stuff that's gonna come out. It's gonna come, y'all. All right, I have class at 11. So we working on the body. So listen, get in touch. Email is beneath this video. Uh, that's the word for today. Erotic. We start in February. I'm looking for somebody who's going to. I'm looking for a CrossFit energy type person to come in and help with the body parts that we're going to be working with women on. If you like to have 3 hours of VIP time with me to tap into some power and face some truths, that is available. You can email me to inquire about that, and then the other options that are available are beneath the video. Lots of love.